My name is Grace. Standing in the quiet gravel lot behind the church, the sound of the wedding recessional still echoing in my ears, I'm filled with a strange sense of peace. It's a feeling I haven't had in a long time, especially when it comes to my family. Just a short while ago, I was sitting in the last pew of that white-paneled church, hidden behind a wide wooden column. I wasn't supposed to be here. I wasn't invited. My name had been scratched off the guest list with a blue ballpoint pen, a clear message that I was unwelcome. But I came, not for their approval, but for the truth. My younger sister, Lily, looked stunning in her wedding dress. She's always been the beautiful one, with her long, golden hair and graceful demeanor. Our mother, a strict and image-conscious woman, has always held Lily up as the paragon of family values. She walked down the aisle on Lily's arm, her chin held high, ignoring the pews around her as if she couldn't control the room and thus chose to ignore it. The pastor stood beneath the floral arch, welcoming everyone and giving a short blessing. The groom, Ethan, stood calmly in his suit, hands folded. I saw him glance towards the back of the church. He knew I was here, though it wasn't part of their plan. Then came the moment. If anyone here has cause to object to this union, speak now or forever hold your peace, the pastor said. Everyone laughed softly, thinking nothing dramatic would happen. But Ethan raised his hand. The laughter stopped. He stepped forward and pulled out a folded piece of paper from his jacket. I don't object, he said, but I do have something I need to say. This is from someone who isn't here today, someone who was asked not to come. Lily's sister, Grace. A murmur passed through the room. I saw my mother go still. Ethan unfolded the letter and began to read. This isn't about blame, he read. This is about remembering what's real. Families aren't built from pictures or newsletters or tidy introductions. They're built from what we carry when no one is looking. When no one claps. My mother stood up abruptly. This is not part of the ceremony, she snapped. This is not her moment. Ethan paused and looked straight at her. You're right. It's not hers. It's mine. And I'm choosing to say thank you to someone who should have been thanked a long time ago. The room fell silent. For the first time in years, I wasn't erased. Someone had spoken my name, and no one could take it back. As I reflect on how I got here, I remember the day I called off my engagement. I was in my late 20s, and my fiancé, Ryan, was my mother's favorite. He was tall, well-groomed, and had a successful business. But I found out he was having an affair. I did what I thought was right and ended it. My mother was furious. You've humiliated this family, she said. I've already sent out the announcements. What am I supposed to tell people? I told her the truth, but she said it made her look bad. After that, things changed. No one from the family checked on me. Lily, who was when my father passed away, I found out a week later from a distant relative. I wasn't listed in the obituary. He had been the only one who truly understood me. He would call me every birthday and send me little notes. They buried him without me. After that, I stopped sending cards. I moved north, changed my name, and started a new life. I rented a small apartment in a quiet town. It had a view of the park and a cozy coffee shop across the street. I worked at a local clinic, mostly dealing with minor injuries and sick children. One day, a patient came in. She was pale and breathing shallowly, a complication after a minor procedure. We stabilized her and kept her overnight. She was polite but a bit stubborn about the bill. It was only later, through the insurance paperwork, that I saw her last name the same as Ethan's. A year passed. Then Ethan came to the clinic with his mother for a follow-up. He didn't recognize me at first. I wore a mask, but my name tag was close enough. His eyes narrowed, and he asked if I had ever lived in the area. I nodded. When he asked if I knew the family, I said I used to. A week later, he came back alone. You're Lily's sister, aren't you? he asked. I watched him closely, waiting for the look of disdain like my mother always had, but it didn't come. I just want to understand, he said. They never talk about you. Lily changes the subject, but there's something missing in their story. I can feel it. I told him a little about what had happened, enough to explain but not enough to accuse. I said I didn't leave the family, I just stayed quiet while they told people I had. He nodded, as if he had suspected as much. 2 weeks before the wedding, he waited for me outside the clinic with 2 coffees. I'm not asking you to show up, he said. I know you're not welcome, but if there's something you need to say, something they've buried, I can say it for you. That night, I wrote the letter. I told the story of the day Lily showed up at my door, scared and shaking, a few months after starting college. I took her to a clinic across town, waited in the parking lot, and held her hand. I never told anyone, not even when my mother blamed me for influencing her. At the end of the letter, I wrote, she didn't owe me thanks, but she doesn't get to forget me either. I folded the letter, sealed it in an envelope, and added a small cardboard box filled with all the birthday cards I had sent over the years. 2 weeks before the wedding, I received an invitation. My name was on the address label, but it was scratched out in blue pen, with a note saying 1 guest per family, immediate members only. I folded it and put it in the drawer beside the box of cards. I drove down early that morning, parked 2 blocks away, and changed into a simple gray dress. I walked into the church alone, unnoticed. After the ceremony, as I was about to leave, I heard a voice behind me. You really kept all of them. I turned to see Lily standing there, holding the cardboard box. She opened the lid and looked down. You kept sending these? She asked. Even after. I finished the sentence for her. Even after you never answered, yeah, I did. She looked up, and for the first time in years, I saw the girl I used to know. Why? She asked. Because I didn't leave you, I said. I left them. There's a difference. She nodded slowly. I don't know what to say, she said. You don't have to say anything, I replied. Just don't keep pretending I was never here. She looked down at the cards again. I don't remember this birthday, she said. You were turning 21. I sent you a card with 21 $1 bills taped inside. I thought it was clever. You never got it. She asked about the clinic story, and I nodded. You asked me not to tell anyone, and I didn't until now. You shouldn't have had to be the one. I was the only one who stayed in the car. She closed the box. We stood there, 2 sisters who hadn't shared a real conversation in years. The air between us was heavy, like a door that had been shut for too long. I didn't mean for them to erase you, she said. I know, I said. But it helped them, so they let it happen. I told her I wasn't asking her to fix anything or believe everything I said. You've got the cards now. You've got the dates, the handwriting. It's all there. She looked at me, really looked. I can't promise anything, she whispered. I'm not here for promises, I replied. Just truth, that's all. She nodded once and walked back toward the church. I knew she'd read every word. I didn't stay for the reception. I slipped out the side door of the church. No one stopped me. No one called after me. And for the first time, it didn't hurt. It felt like peace. On my way out, I passed the guest book table. I paused and placed a framed photograph beside the bouquet of white hydrangeas. It was a family photo from years ago, where all of us, Mom, Dad, Lily, and me, were smiling at a summer fair. The original photo had been trimmed, with my part cut away. I'd found the missing piece and taped it back in. On the back, I'd written, I still remember where I stood. Later that week, I got an envelope in the mail. No return address, but I knew the handwriting. Inside was a single note written in Lily's careful, slanted print. From now on, I won't let them tell it wrong again. It was more than I ever expected and exactly enough. I placed it in the box with the birthday cards, a reminder that I was real, and that the truth had finally been spoken.